We are living in the age of investing. Chances are, almost everyone watching this has some money in the market. There are more investing YouTube channels than ever, macroeconomic news is everywhere, and real-time market information that used to be reserved for professionals is now available to anyone with a phone. Investing has never been more accessible. But here is the problem. The easier investing becomes, the more people jump in without a clear goal or a real set of standards to guide them. Some people feel a rush of excitement when their stock goes up a little, and then fall into a panic the moment it dips. If you started investing this year and ran into a correction shortly after buying in, you were probably caught off guard. Maybe even scared. And if that is you, I want to offer you a different way of looking at this. Investing is not like walking into Home Depot in the spring, picking up a flower pot, and expecting it to bloom in a few weeks. That is not what this is. Investing is more like planting a fruit tree. You plant it knowing that you will not see the harvest for 5, maybe 10 years. You water it, you tend to it, you give it time. And when the season finally comes, the reward is worth everything you put in. So when a correction hits, the question you should be asking is not, should I sell before it drops further? The question should be, when did I plan to need this money in the first place? If your goal is 5 years out or 10 years out, a storm rolling through today should not shake you. Storms are part of the process. They do not change where the tree is going. To keep your investing mindset solid through moments like this, there are 3 things you need to get clear on. First, how long can you stay invested? Second, how much are you willing and able to put in? Third, what level of return would actually feel like a win to you? If you have honest, specific answers to those 3 questions, a routine correction will not send you into a spiral. And here is something interesting. Once those 3 things are locked in, a correction or a downturn actually starts to feel like good news. Because it means you can buy more of what you believe in at a lower price. Think about when people tend to get excited about the stock market. It is almost always when things are booming. When prices are climbing and everyone is talking about their gains. That is when the crowd rushes in. But when fear fills the market, when people are screaming and selling, most people look away. The ones who do not look away, the ones who can hold their ground when the noise is loudest, are the ones who are thinking 5 years ahead. 10 years ahead. You probably remember 2022. The US stock market fell for almost the entire year. It was genuinely frightening. The Russia and Ukraine conflict, the Federal Reserve aggressively raising interest rates, inflation out of control. The market was soaked in fear from beginning to end. And then on November 30th, 2022, something happened that almost nobody was talking about at the time. OpenAI released ChatGPT. The AI era began at almost the exact moment the US stock market was hitting its lowest point. The people who saw that moment for what it was, who bought in while everyone else was panicking, who looked 5 and 10 years down the road while the headlines were screaming, those are the people who captured the biggest returns that followed. Back then, AI was not the obvious, everywhere story it is today. It took vision. It took patience. It took the willingness to stay in the game when staying felt uncomfortable. That is what investing really is. It is a market where risk gets exchanged for return. The people who can sit with uncertainty, who can stay steady when things feel unstable, who have the mental strength to hold their position when their instincts are telling them to run, those are the people who collect the rewards on the other side. I want to be that voice for you. Not someone telling you what to buy or when to sell, but someone standing next to you when it gets hard, reminding you why you started and where you are going. If you are struggling right now, I hope this helped.